This is Nina Serrano for La Raza Chronicles. I'm very excited today because in the studio is Mamacoatl, healer, poet, musician, and artivist. And just recently, this last Friday, January 11th, she shone as an artivist, as did our entire Bay Area artivist community. Who are the artivists? They're the activists and the artists, the people who express themselves through the arts, demanding social change, demanding justice. And Mamacoatl was the master of ceremonies for this enormous event, enormous not so much in its size, but in its impact, an event that took place Friday, January 11th, on the corner of 16th and Mission by the BART station in San Francisco. Bienvenidos, Mamacoatl.
Thank you, Nina. What a pleasure to be here talking to you once again about this most important issue of safety and public mental health and community wellness.
Yes, I thought we could start by telling people how this came about. I know that it began, at least it began for me. I think it was an email or a Facebook entry by Alejandra Maciel saying that there had been an attempted rape in the streets of the Mission, and then a Facebook entry by Rupa saying that we had to organize and create a rally around it. Mm-hmm. And maybe you can pick up the story from there.
I received a call the day prior to the event, and Rupa was telling me how important this mobilization is. I think she was really moved by the rape that occurred in India not too long ago. That action was so terrifying, was so hateful, and that it really affected her heart. And it took a slight provocation, because luckily for this woman who was attacked in the Mission, she was not raped because the neighbors were able to help out.
And also her personal strength. She said because she had rock climbing experience, so her arms were very strong.
That's right. She was able to defend herself. However, it ignited in the community once again this outrage of not being able to walk the streets because we are women or because we are identified with the feminine. And so Rupa organized and called all of these players involved, the people that organized for MAP, our bi-monthly arts extravaganza in the Mission, and also other organizations that work all year round for protection, for crisis intervention, for self-defense courses. And so we gather together all the people that we worked in this area, but from our different spots and different places in the community. And we came together, and the result was magnificent. We all gather in the spirit of love and the spirit of peace to reclaim our streets. And I was amazed at the amount of testimony that I heard. So many women, strong-looking women, women of all races and all backgrounds, a lot of Anglo-Saxon women, because we tend to think that the people of color are at a disadvantage when it comes to violence on the streets, that it's only because they are Mexican or because they are gang-related or because, of their ethnicity or their social status. But what we saw this Friday is that all women are subject to this threat. And that's something that we cannot tolerate. I keep on saying this year after year, Nina. You and I have been working on this issue year after year for the last 7 years in the city. And I celebrate that now, because we planted all these seeds, the community is ready to take action without, too much preparation.
24 hours, and there was this spectacular event. It had altars by Denhi. She contributed her beautiful flowers. Mm-hmm. It had banners. It had giant puppets. Yes. It had musicians. It had poems, and we will play the poem by Adrian Arias, and I will read the translation that he wrote just the night before the event. For the event, it had speakers, yourself as MC, and these marvelous, brave women who just got up and testified in the microphone. And then there was the bicycle and marching parade down Mission Street at rush hour. It was really a spectacular event, and showing that all the work we've been doing is not in vain because we have honed our skills so that with 24-hour notice, such an event could go on. And I think also to be mentioned is, who is Rupa? Rupa is not just Rupa of Rupa and the April Fishes, this marvelous musician, but that she's also a doctor at San Francisco General Hospital. So she sees the victims of this violence firsthand.
She's Indian. She comes from India. So this, what happened in India with this woman a couple of months ago really affected her. It affected me.
It affected me.
It was so outstanding, the amount of violence and hatred thrown at this single woman, that I think it affected everybody, especially her. Her heart was already moved by this action, by this situation. And so when this woman was attacked here in the mission, she decided to take action. And she just made phone calls to everybody, to the people that love her, that love her work, and to the people that have been working on this issue. And we made it happen. So what we did prove on that Friday is that a movement, a social movement for the benefit of the community can be originated and carried out by the community of artists and artivists. And I am very proud of that. We did not wait for an agency from the state to come and move us. We did this ourselves, and we pledged to change the street culture by simply acknowledging each other when we pass someone on the street. I'm reading now from the Manifesto for Safe Streets that was issued and generated by this event. By learning to see and acknowledge all the people, we are practicing the act of looking out for each other. This is the new culture that we want to instill, that we want to invite the community to adopt and participate in.
I will also read from the manifesto. It says, "We pledge to respond to all cries for help. We will turn on a light and make some noise to let a perpetrator know we are watching. We will call for additional help. In fact, we are watching, estamos atentos, is the slogan of this movement for safe streets." Mm-hmm. Also, this manifesto was printed up by Autumn Express at autumnexpress.com. So there's another part of the community coming forward to come together. And we talk of this as an Artivists event, but it was you that first brought to me the phrase Artivists. So I always think that you originated, but you always claim you didn't.
Well, it's a word, but I originated it in the sense that I started using it very actively when I graduated from New College of California. My master's degree in women's spirituality and performance activism, to me, was a way to make my degree work for me and for my community. So what I decided was that art without a cause, it's empty, and political activism without a source of spirituality is also dangerous and empty. So I decided to bring these three things together: the sense of spirituality, Native American spirituality, indigenous spirituality, woman-based spirituality, with the activist cause of the woman of today. And working that through the arts. To me, that seemed to be a very effective technique. And that's what's been driving me all of these years to generate festivals for the elimination of violence and to also generate this conversation in the airwaves. How are we going to change the culture of violence has been my question all of these years. And I invite the entire community that listens to this radio show to ponder on this question and to figure out together, how is it that we can transform the culture of violence, recognizing that gender violence is the cornerstone of all the violence that's committed around the planet, violence against each other, violence against our food supply, and against the nature, the ecology.
One of the loud voices that I heard was coming out of the gay, lesbian, transgender community when one of the spokespersons got up and gave a phone number on the microphone that any person can text at night anywhere in San Francisco if they feel unsafe and can't afford a taxi. All they have to do is phone or text 415-574-5023. Going to give it again. Text 415-574-5023. They give their name, location, and the number of passengers, and someone being this group, Homobiles, will offer them a safe ride. That was very impressive in terms of proactive offerings. Speaking of offerings, do you have any public offerings coming up of your concerts, your healings, your poetry, your music?
You know how everybody that got involved in this mobilization, we are all expanding on the services that we can provide our community. Bay Area Impact is offering self-defense courses at very low cost for women and girls, and these people are offering their services in the city. This, I hope, serves as an inspiration for other communities to organize themselves. And in my role of healer, curandera for my community, I'm organizing 2 workshops at Red Poppy Art House, which is right now, or has been for the past hours, at City Hall, defending their position, trying to get the city to maintain the license that they have for live entertainment. Red Poppy Art House has been instrumental in so many beautiful changes in the culture, in the mission, and we'd like to say that we support this place, not only because it supports the artists around, because the artists support the movement as well, and because it's become a safe place for artists to express themselves, to create, and to offer to the community. Now the Red Poppy Art House is opening its doors for these workshops, and these workshops have to do with healing the violence, the trauma of violence. But also, Nina, the way that I see from my shamanic training is that when somebody has been subjected to sexual violence, the trauma itself of the attack creates the conditions for these parasitic entities and emotions and energies to lodge in the body. And so the person that has been victimized suffers from this chronic illness for all the entire lives if they're not treated. So I have learned and I have trained to clear all of these things from the human body, particularly from the woman's body. And I'm inviting all of the sisters that listen to this program who would like to experience this workshop to give a call at 415-632-0330, 415-632-0330, or to be atentos, ¿verdad? To be aware of the open call, el aviso que va a poner el Red Poppy Art House in their website.
And do you have the dates and times at this time?
At this time, the date that we're contemplating is 16th and 17th of February, a little bit after Valentine's. And we're going to take advantage of that occasion to be your own Valentine, to be, your own protector, your own shining armor, your own rescuer from these situations, and your own healer, to give your body the space that it needs to clear from this virus, this spiritual virus, which violence becomes in the human body after somebody has been attacked. And to my surprise, what I learned in this mobilization last Friday is that everybody has had some sort of experience with being attacked, with being, threatened by sexual violence and or by violence itself in the neighborhood. So I think it's very important that we collaborate, sharing our talents with each other in order to heal and to promote then the culture that heals this situation. This is what we've been saying for many years, and now we're going to take it a step further because the necessity is there. So if you feel inclined to give your body and to give your spirit this knowing ways of conserving and clarifying your energy from this sequels, these after effects of violence and threat or rape or sexual violence in any way, shape, or form, we'll get in contact and let's work on it.
So they can find out more about it at redpoppy.org.
Yes, and if you need to call me, if you need to talk about this, if you need a private consultation, if you feel inclined to explore these ways, you can give me a call at 415-632-0330. I work in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Thank you. Could you repeat that?
415-632-0330. This is a phone number for Mamacoatl, who is organizing workshops to clarify the energy from the sequels of violence and rape. We're going to organize these workshops coming up 16th, 17th of February in San Francisco, Saturday and Sunday. They're from 10 to 3, 5 hours each day, and you will leave the space knowing the particular rituals that can heal your spirit day by day.
Well, muchas gracias, Mamacoatl. Now, this is the poem that was read at the rally Somos Atentos, We Are Watching. It's written by Adrian Arias and translated by myself, Nina Serrano. At night or day. I don't want to walk down the street in fear. I want to sing as I walk. I want to dance if I feel like it. I don't want my mouth clapped shut because I'm singing or because you want me not to scream in fear or pain. I want to scream my singing to the trees. I don't want to be chased by shadows. I want to run chased by birds and clouds. I want to fly with them and visit my illusions. I don't want you to throw me to the ground and mistreat me. The land is sacred and my body also. You can calm down and try to think. There is nothing wrong in thinking again. You can ask your footsteps or your memory. There's nothing wrong with sitting down to think again. No blood more sacred than lives in our bodies. No idea more beautiful than expressing a smile or a kiss. I don't want pity or pain or fear or trembling hugs. I want to write a poem in my body of my life, free and quiet. Just that. Nothing more than that, as I walk around my neighborhood. That was a poem by Adrian Arias. This next song is by Rupa Mayra, a doctor at San Francisco General, and she's also Rupa of Rupa and the April Fishes, a fine and wonderful multilingual musician. It was she that initiated the rally that took place on January 11th. Rupa and the April Fishes.
Come along, child, no weed, that's illegal. Oh, they steal and they bottle life. They sell it back to the people. Now you're oh, you're oh, you're no more, no more. Your endless war. 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 No more, no more. No more, no more. No more, no more.